What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kamon, and as you can tell, I'm very sick. But I still want to get you guys a profile. I took this to locals today, time of recording this. I did pretty well, so I do have duels for you guys with this deck. So right after. So anyways, before we get started, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you guys join my Discord, support me on Patreon, and I am sponsored by Dueling Guard. So if you do use my code Kamon5, you'll get 5% off of all the cool purchases that you do see on the site. Link down below. But anyways, I'm rambling. Let's get right into it. So I'm gonna show you guys main, extra, and side deck, because why not? People have been waiting for this. I took this to locals, and again, it did pretty well. This is actually a 50 card list, believe it or not. I kind of like this list a lot, actually. I think the list is pretty good. And yeah, the matchup I had today were Mimighoul. It was Mimighoul. It was White Forest. It was Fiendsmith Yubel, and then it was going to be Snake Eye, but he just gave me the win because we didn't want to duel, you know. But it was, yeah. So start off with the monsters, obviously. So standard is very the same old 3 Ecclesia. Cannot wait for the reprint of this card. She's going to look so nice. I'm going to get a playset of those. They're going to be QCR. They might. No, they will be. They will be. Yeah, 3 of her. And 50 cards, even now, this card is just phenomenal in here. You know what I mean? Because once you see this card, you kind of go off from there, you know what I mean? So 3 of these, and this card does beat out Ash Blossom. So 3 of those, and then very standard Swordsoul stuff, which is 3 Moye, 3 Long Wong, and then 2 Taya. Very standard, you know what I mean? Nothing more, nothing less. These cards are good. And yeah, this is just the normal Swordsoul stuff. If you do want to run the like Chundra, if you do want to run the other Swordsoul stuff like Abyss Dragon, you could do that too if you really want to, but I just want to kind of keep it sort of simple, but still kind of impactful, if that makes sense. So, is it for the Swordsoul stuff right there? And then obviously, best card in our deck is clearly Protos. I won so many games because of Protos. It's crazy, because like, I think this deck is one of the best decks to actually get to Protos, if that makes sense, because it's an easy, like, essentially, as long as you see Moye or Taya, these cards turn into Protos, because these cards turn into Shishao turns into Emergence turns into Protos, essentially. So yeah, and again, the deck doesn't lose to like Droll or Shifter or anything like that, because you know we actually main deck Shifter if we really want to. But yeah, Protos, I'm super glad it's off this list. People are talking about they want it banned again, which, you know, if they ban it, bro. It is what it is. We're already having an uphill battle playing Swordsoul anyways, so, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, 1 Protos to round off the Swordsoul-ish engine. I guess you can kind of count him as that if you really want to. Next, for the Tenyi stuff, because we're running those still, very standard, 3 Ashuna, 2 Vashuda, 2 Adhara, and then the 1 Shatana. Very standard. I don't think you need to run the red one anymore, because again, if you do want to fire lock your opponent, you can just summon out Shaman and then just fire lock from there. Or again, if you're going second, you know what I mean? Summon him out, call fire, and then boom, you're good to go. Summon out Protos. But yeah, these cards right here are very fantastic. And every time I saw Ashuna, when I activated it and then resolved it, my opponent was just like, ugh, because like, again, the Tenyis are one of the best cards to kind of bait out opponent stuff at all times, you know what I mean? So yeah, just boop. That's it for those. Next is just a bunch of hand traps, 50 cards, so we can actually kind of extend on those and just get even further, if that makes sense. So very standard, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Veiler, 3 Droll. I'm on 2 Nib. I'm actually on double Bestial, and then I'm on 3 Imperm. I think these are some of the best hand traps in this game so far. So like, you know, and normally I would use Dominus Purge, but I don't actually own Dominus Purge at all. And Dominus Purge does stop our fire stuff. So like, we can't use Long Wong, and we can't use Sinister. And, you know, it stops, I think it stops Dark. No. It stops, what, Fire? Yeah, Fire, Dark, and, like, Wind, I think. Something like that. But I don't know. We use a lot of those. So, like, we can't use Ash Blossom. We can't use Long Wong, which is very important. And then we can't use Vashuda. And we can't use our extra deck stuff, too. So, I just think The card is very, very good, but I probably wouldn't run it in here at the moment, but it all depends. But yeah, these hand traps are very, very good for me specifically because, again, these two hit everything. Droll is one of those cards to where if you're hit with it, that's it. You know what I mean? So Droll itself. Nib is good too because there are some times where Nib does come into a play, and it does help me, but we are running other cards in here to kind of help out with the hand trap lineups, if that makes sense. And the Bestials are just kind of mandatory now at this point. You know what I mean? They're just super good. There was no real room for Baldrake, but I mean, if you want to, you could take out some cards, but y'all know for Swordsoul, I like running like a certain card in here because I'm like, yo, it's super good for the combo. But if you do want to cut that card for that third Bestial, you definitely can do that. But yeah, that's just what I was running today, and it worked out fine just for me, you know what I mean? And then the imperms, obviously. That is it for the monsters and the hand traps right there. A lot of stuff. Now we're going to go into the spell cards here, which we're playing 50 cards, a lot of cards, so now we can actually max out on Pot of Desires. Every time I see this card in this deck, it feels good, bro. This fixes up so many of your dead hands. Now, I'm not much of a fan of this card when it comes to the 40 card list. It's not a bad card, but I feel like I just banish a lot more than what I want to banish, you know what I mean? But in a 50 card list, you can actually use this card twice in like one duel, you know what I mean? And then you'll still have cards left over. So I think for a 50 card list, having these three in here is definitely a must and mandatory. Again, once you resolve this card, banish 10, draw 2. You know what I mean? And like people were saying like, oh, don't run that card because you don't want to banish your Protos, your win condition. It's so unlikely for you to actually banish Protos. You know what I mean? It's possible, it's doable, but like you could literally go for your emergent stuff first and do everything else, and then use this. You know, if you want. So, but I don't know. I think 3 of these mandatory, especially in this 50 card list that I am actually running. So yeah. 3 of those right there. Next is obviously 3 emergence is just, the Rhoda of this deck, and it does search out any worm monster. As long as you control a synchro monster, you can search out any worm monster from your deck, add it to your hand. So this is how we do get Protos to our hand at all times. So yeah, 3 of these at all times. I am actually main decking 3 crossouts. I think crossout is such a good card. I think just why not just play the damn card? You know what I mean? It's a phenomenal card. The fact that we're main decking all of these hand traps in general, you know what I mean? Like we're main decking the Ash Blossoms, the Effect Veilers, the Drolls, the Nibs, even the freaking Bestials and the Imperms. Like 9 times out of 10, this card is always live. So like it's already hard enough to kind of stop this deck from going off because like it can kind of bait you out with the Ecclesias. It can bait you out with the freaking Tenyi stuff. You know what I mean? Like these 2 cards alone bait out so much. You have to Ash this card. You have to react to this card. So the fact that you have to like do it to like these cards makes this card right here super live as it is. If that makes any kind of sense. So yeah, just 3 crossout Designator. Good card. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing it in here. 2 Heavenly Dragon Circle. If you want to run the cycle and or 3 of these, you can so do so because cycle plus any Tenyi makes it to where you are nib proof, and also summoning out a Chao Feng that's with a light makes it to where your opponent can't use any Fiendsmith stuff. So like yeah, the goal is to summon out Chao Feng, but like I just like this card a lot because like there has been many a time where I would go normal summon out Moye effect reveal for cost, and they would go Imperm, Veiler, Skill Drain, and then I would have this on me, effect tribute for freaking cost. Like, it's broken, bro. I just think it's too good. But, again, 50 cards, if you do want to run this plus 3 cycle, you could do that too, in my opinion. It definitely does work. But I just wanted to make room for, like, the, like, Bestials and stuff like that, if that makes sense. So 2 of those. The card I am running over the Baldrake is obviously the one Summit. Come on, bro. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know I've been on Summit ever since it came out, bro. I like Summit. I think it's a good card, and this card helps you get into your big board plus Protos, because like with the obviously like with the right combination, y'all been watching me for like a year now. The Swordsoul combos like where you can end off on a Shishao, Sinister plus Dragai, and now plus Protos, and that's with the help of this card right here. So combination of opening up certain cards. So yeah, that's why I like it in here. But if you do want to cut this card for Baldrake, you can definitely do that, no problem whatsoever. So that for there. Last card is obviously the one called by the grave, and then obviously the one Blackout. Again, 50 cards. You can always get to this card. You can always banish this card. So it is what it is. I like him at 1. But if you want to run this card at 2 plus a gold start, you can definitely do that. But no real need to, if that makes sense. But that's it for the deck. 50 cards. I actually like it a lot. Don't knock it till you try it. Try it out first. If you don't like this specifically, add what you feel like is better, because maybe you don't like my list overall. You know what I mean? So if you like something more, try it out. You know what I mean? But definitely try it at 50 if you want to. I've seen a lot of success with it. Like I said, at locals, I did pretty well actually. So let's go on to the extra deck, shall we? And then the side deck. So obviously extra deck stuff. We got the cool field center and tokens. You're not a real Swordsoul player unless you have the Swordsoul tokens, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them, so get y'all tokens, bro, if you can, But anyways, going on to the extra deck, I'm actually on, for links, I'm on 2 Monk and then the 1 Shaman. With 50 cards, I feel like I go through Monk super often. There was a time where I was playing 1 Monk, but I feel like having 2 is way better for the grind game, and 2 definitely does come up, at least for me, in this build specifically. So as it for the links, I'm not running SP because I was running her before, yeah, but she never really came up for me, you know what I mean? So I took her out overall in general. But if you feel like you need to run SP still, you can still run her, you know what I mean? But that's just the main thing. Next to the synchros, 1 Yazi came in so clutch today. Love Yazi. Double Boxia, throwing off the Yang Zing synchros. These will never really change. If you want to run this at 1, you can, but 2 is very, very good because summon out, spin, bring back. Summon this out and it can't be targeted is so broken, bro. So good, so good. Obviously, 2 Shishao because this is the best synchro in your extra deck, in my opinion, because this gets you into everything. Well, the fact that this can get you into a Protos, which kind of wins games for you, is crazy. So yeah, 2 Shishao at all times if you can. 8s, other 8s, 1 Dragai, and then the 1 Berserker to round off the 8s. Berserker's just good because there are sometimes where you are worm locked, so having this is pretty good. And Dragai is just, and it's super cool because you can actually use Dragai's first effect because we are main decking the Nibiru's, and these are rocks. So if you want to test your luck and go effect, Excavate 5, if you hit a rock, you can bounce a card back non-targeting. You can actually do that. So that's why Dragai is in here also for that. So, boom. Right there. For the 9s, 1 Chao Fang, because, again, this card plus, let me show you. These 2 cards beat Snake Eye. Or not Snake Eye, sorry. Fiends with You Bell. Because you lock them out of light monster effects, and they can't summon out dark monsters. So these 2 alone beat them so easy, and it's not even hard to get to. So again, if you do want to go with the cycle build, you definitely can do that, in my opinion, if you want to just lock out both of those decks, or that deck specifically. And also it hurts branded too, because they can't use light monsters, they can't summon out dark monsters. So yeah, 10s, 1 Sinister, 1 Shen Ying, and actually, believe it or not, the 1 Dispatter. Dispatter is in here because we are main decking the Bestials, right? The level 6. Any of your level 4 tuners plus a Bestial can make a Dispatter, which can come in handy a lot, actually, believe it or not. So there has been times where I have summoned this and I would use Dispatter. I can either bring back either a Ashuna or a Vashuda, even a Ecclesia, summon it back to field here, Ecclesia effect, tribute for call, summon out. Or if they banish Protos, Bring back Protos. It feels properly summoned, of course, you know? It has to be summoned properly first before you bring it back. But yeah, I think this card's in here. It's super neat. But yeah, you can only summon this when you do have a Bestial. So if you have Magnemite, this is kind of a free summon. So yeah, just boop. The last card is obviously just one Typhon, because I think Typhon is very good in here. So we're going to be running Typhon. That's it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck, it's up for debate, I guess you could say, for the side deck itself. But this is what I was running for like my local, and this is just what I kind of found success with, if that makes sense. So 3 Spooky Dogwood, because, you know, one of the best cards, especially for time and whatnot. Until Konami fixes the whole time rule, we're going to abuse this card / use this card, you know what I mean? Or unless it gets hit on the ban list for like 2 or 1, you know what I mean? But I don't think they'll really hit this card like that. It's not that serious, but yeah. 3 of these right there. 2 Banger Tops to kind of help out with like beating certain boards, especially if you're going to go second. This card does help get rid of like Tikaboo. This helps get rid of like Anti-Spell and like all them jazzes. It beats over Apo, beats over all them things, you know what I mean? Like your opponent has to like deal with this. Like I summon this out, they have to either Princess now or Princess later, because if they Princess now, okay, cool. Chain Effect, Tribute, Target, Pop. You know what I mean? Like, I just think this card is super neat in here, so I'm going to be playing it. This is just to kind of help clear certain boards, you know what I mean? So, yeah. That is it for that. The Baldrick, like I said, it's in the side deck. It's a good card overall, so I am going to just still side it. But if you do want to main it in this 50-card deck, you most certainly can do that if need be. Next, spells, just 3 Cosmic and then the 1 Duster to round off for back row. There's literally just for back row hate, bro. Just Cosmic, and like everyone is now playing White Forest Runic, so like you hit field spell, boop. That's it, you know what I mean? And then Duster's just Duster, you know? For the traps, 2 DDG. Just something in here for fun, you know what I mean? If you want to run Thrust in here, you can. But this card does come up pretty often, you know what I mean? Flip this against Snake Eye Fiendsmith, their turn usually ends, if that makes sense. So 2 of those, the 1 Anti-Spell, 1 Rivalry, and then the 1 D-Berry, because we do main deck Cross Out. So, yeah, just these cards are pretty good. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe to the video. See you guys next time, man. Have an awesome one. Peace.